This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports. We're delighted to be joined after a wee bit of a sabbatical. We're back with PierceO'Leary. First time we spoke to you, Pierce, on camera since July 2021. It feels a long time away, but that's life, isn't it?
It doesn't feel that, does it?
It doesn't.
It doesn't feel that at all. I can actually remember the interview that we done as well.
I remember because I remember saying the other day when we were planning this, I was going, it's about a year since you were on, and then I was looking last night, it was going July 2021, and going, I guess COVID does that to us, doesn't it? We lose traction of where time's been.
COVID as well, yeah. How's things, Steve? Anyways, is it all good?
Oh, it's fantastic. I guess for you yourself, you just had Christmas back home, and I guess after such a I'd probably say your highlight of your career, your biggest obviously moment to date. You obviously lifted your first belt as a champion. Obviously now you're now the WBC International Super Lightweight Champion. You had a homecoming in belt in Dublin, and obviously I guess it shows the support you have. And obviously there's a big homecoming plan for you. Are you now sort of trying to fine tune yourself back into 2023 after having some time at home?
Yeah, it was good. It was nice. I've been in camp since the second weekend of August because we had a couple of dates lined up, and obviously they fell through. So I've been in camp for so long, and I've been with my family and my girlfriend and like my daughter, and it was a long time, And so when I fought, it was like when I fought, I won. I didn't really that moment's been in my mind for so long. It didn't feel real. I feel like I already received it, but when I sat back and I realized, like, oh shit, this is bleeding. Jesus Christ, I'm looking at the belt and I'm like, this is unbelievable. Because then it felt real when all the chaos, all the madness was over.
I guess I was going to say, I guess for you yourself, obviously, you're only 22 years of age. You're just about to turn 23, but the sacrifices, Pierce, you've made so early in your career, it's well documented, everything else. Obviously, you have a girlfriend and a young kid in Dublin, but obviously you're spending quite a lot of your time in London. Does that success of obviously getting the belt, particularly for your child and everything else, is that sort of like a gratification, sort of reward that you can go, this sacrifice that I'm doing so early is now starting to feel worthwhile?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I was only speaking to another guy about this the other day about the sacrifices, and he's a footballer, and he's just like, but you're on your own. Like we may be in a house with 2 or 3 blokes, or we may have our family over with us. Like, how do you do it? I just think your why needs to be so big to go and push past the boundaries and get out of your comfort zone. Like I was only 19 when I come over here. Didn't know where I was going. I hadn't a clue. Backpack, and then here it is now. It's all rolling.
It's had a major malfunction there with Zoom, so we'll do our best, obviously, from you watching this back, to obviously piece it together as much as possible. But Pierce, we were obviously just speaking there, and I think the last thing we got before the sort of sound and picture went was you're obviously saying you were speaking with a footballer, and obviously the comparisons obviously between yourself and him, where he had friends and family and stuff, whereas you're in London alone, living a lot of this yourself.
Yeah, I'm obviously living over here. Come over here at the age of 19. We're a backpack. Didn't know where I was going. I knew of the coaches because of the likes of Kevin Jarko, Dennis McCann, and so on. But I didn't know where I was going, mate. I didn't know where I was staying. Nothing. Had no clue. Just rocked up, and that's it. And here I am now, WBC International Champ, and it's just all rolling.
I guess it's these successful moments now that'll sort of help the pain and the burden, obviously, because I'm sure you're constantly obviously speaking to your girlfriend and your kid back home, and you're sort of going, you're probably rolling down the moments until you get to where you want to be, But I guess even at that, when you get the success, you don't want to break the cycle, so it makes it more rewarding. Obviously, I guess the more money you can start making from boxing, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for your future for obviously your girlfriend and your kid, and you're thinking the big holidays you can sort of have, the big houses you can have, the dreams that sort of can then become a reality.
Yeah, 1,000,000% like that. That's what it's all about. It's all about like chasing dreams. And listen, I'm very lucky to be able to provide my family through the sport I love. And by doing that, then you just need to put the hard work in, and all those houses, cars, and whatever you want, materialistic, that'll all come. Um, for me now, I'll just continue to working hard, continue to be the best person there, bringing every fight, and yeah, listen, just keep on going, keep climbing them ranks, and it'll all just snowball from then on.
And obviously the A-Box gym, as you sort of mentioned, some of the talent that's there, like what a stable, it's like they always, I know I'd put a post up the other day, obviously about D Walsh and them having 4 belts and they're stable in 2022, but the success breeds success, in every gym, and you are all around the same sort of age as well. Obviously, you probably one of the younger of the ones, but you are all coming together around the same time. And I know sometimes maybe it's camp's overloading for some of you, but that success and that talent's coming through in every one of these in the A box.
It's incredible, literally incredible. You've got the likes of Henry Turner. He's now the silver international WBC champ. Also, you got Dennis McCann, WBC international champ. You got, and also Commonwealth champ. You got same as Sam Loach, just the same as Dennis. The list just goes on and on. Like there's just so much talent in the gym now. We're all bouncing off each other. We're all itching to work out. We're all waiting for that next date. We're all staying ready in the gym. It's just 2022 was an absolutely fantastic year for the iBox gym, and it's great to be part of it. But I think it's going to be another success in 2023 with big
And
fights.
And how is the gym environment? Is all, I guess with every gym you've quite a lot of hard work, but you've obviously the banter and everything else. From what we see of obviously Dennis running about, he's always got Haribo in his pockets. You know, is
Yeah,
is it always just hard work in the gym, or I guess you have to have that laugh and a joke along the way to enjoy it, don't you?
yeah. Now, of course, you need to have that little bit of a joke and they slag each other on one another. And listen, it brings a bit of banter. There's no feelings. Do you know what I mean? The feelings are left at the door. You go in there, you work hard, do a bit of blading, slagging and whatnot, and then you just bounce home. Like it's there's a balance in the gym, of fun and working hard.
And I guess it's like Eddie Lamb obviously is probably one of the big obviously driving forces obviously in A box and everything else. But for you yourself, thinking obviously of what I've seen of your career so far, what would you say your strongest attribute is? Obviously, everybody knows your devastating knockout power, but what would you say is probably, because I would say your timing's probably one of the best that I've seen in quite a long time. And that's probably why you're getting your devastating knockouts. What would you say is your sort of strongest point that maybe people might not see?
Um, me defense is impeccable. Like it's unbelievable. Like even inspired and stuff like that. And sometimes when you get the KO, you're like, I would like to go the distance. Oh, you might fight someone who doesn't bring that style out, and you're like, people don't know about that style, or he just comes forward, this and that. It's You'll always be criticised, and I'm my biggest criticism. I'll always criticise myself no matter what. But it's different fights to bring out different styles, and time will tell. That's all. Time will tell. But Eddie Lamb, he's got probably one of the best eye in boxing to this date, and he's unbelievable. His IQ is second. I've never seen an IQ like it. He doesn't say he sits in the back, watches the sparring, him and Al, and as soon as the break comes, gives you water, just tells you one or two things, and changes the whole spar. Like it's absolutely amazing.
Is it keeping it sort of, not that you're getting too much information sometimes, but keeping it relevant to what it is? So, and up here, you need to keep your left hand up a bit higher. It's something that's very easy to digest, so you can then improve from it.
It's very easy to take in, and it's very effective. That's all I can say.
I guess in some ways I'm going to take sort of compliments sort of from this, because when we last spoke, obviously, the title, the Big Bang and everything else, and I know at that stage you were going through a sort of cycle of getting knockouts. Since we've spoke, you've had 4 fights and you've had 3 KOs. So was there something I said in our last interview that motivated you to start sparking people out?
No, just the timing. It's just that It's just the time there was. That's all. It's amazing. Like as I said, style makes fights. That guy who fought me last fight went 10 rounds. He was a very very tough cookie, and I think it was the third or the fourth round I stuck him down, and he got obviously a 10-second break, an 8 second, and then he got the minute break. So he got 68 seconds to recover, maybe 70 seconds, and then come back out again. Then I should have stuck her on the gas, but I showed me a box ability and how mature I am. I didn't rush it, you know.
I think it was the first round you knocked them down. I guess everybody's thinking them, and you knock them down in the first round. That's it. Pierce is sort of, you know, done it straight away again, and then at round five,
Yeah.
you knock them down. But for you, in some ways, it's not always probably sometimes about the knockouts. Knockouts are what get people talking, but for you yourself and your because at 22 you're still a baby in the game, so to speak, as well.
Yeah.
So them rounds of experience can help you because like the WBC International isn't your ceiling in the sport. You want to go, world titles and everything else. So
World titles. Yeah, I want to be undisputed. That's the dream. I ain't just sitting with one belt. That belt doesn't bring on for me. I want to keep on chasing and pushing forward, and that's the belt that got me ranked. So I'm going to keep on climbing those ranks. But at the same time, like 22 years of age, going them 10 rounds, making championship weight, all in accounting, refueling, the media work right from the whole fight week, the media, and there was a lot of press. Then doing a press conference, and then also then, as I said, cutting the weight, and then refueling, going out doing fighting, then going into the build up, seeing the arena, after the arena, seeing all the interviews. So you don't grasp where at all, like until afterwards, a week or two maybe later when you're zapped, and you're like, this is what we're going through. Then you realise, but I took so much out of it. It was amazing, amazing opportunity, and I grabbed it with both hands, and I learned so much.
you obviously have brought up. I can't remember who it was that brought the title to you. Obviously, and calling you Clark Kent, but obviously you're Clark Kent, and then when the super glasses come off, you turn into Superman. That's
Yeah,
obviously something that very probably personifies you very well because you're an absolute gentleman. There's not anybody could say a bad word about you when the glasses are on. But you come into an absolute animal. Is it just that flick of a switch? Obviously, when you know it's time to work, that the glasses are off and you're just going to create carnage.
flick the switch. It's easy as that. It's as easy as that. Like, um, calm, cool, collective in the dressing rooms, chilling out, having a bit of laugh, with the glasses on, hands getting wrapped with the glasses on. As soon as that robe goes on top of you, glasses comes off, that's it. It's game time now, And as soon as you're in that ring, as soon as that bell goes, that's it. I'm in there to murder you, and that's legally.
Do you find because I guess in times and films and things like that, Rocky Balboa was in the Rocky series. Sometimes he didn't really bring out his best until he was hit or he was really hurt. Do people need to say things in the dressing rooms to get you angry? Because being such a gentleman, does someone have to go, this guy said this to you, this guy wants to do this? Does anybody have to motivate you in a way to get you to be angry, or you just know it's work?
No, I just Steve, just be me. That's really it, mate. That's just me. I am soft spoken character outside the ring. As soon as I'm in the ring, that's it. It's vicious time. It's time to eat, time to feed my family, and he's just another guy who's in my way of achieving my goals.
And obviously on the knockouts as well, sometimes you can find out a lot of a person, you know, we see people sometimes when they stop people and everything else and everything becomes, jumping about the ring and everything else. You've obviously had a couple of really big knockouts now and you don't it's just as if it's another day in the office, I guess the gentleman sort of comes out, you're respectful and everything else, but you've had a couple of really, really big knockouts and it's like you know, that shows sometimes who a person is. You're not running about going mad. You know that these things are going to happen. It's as if you can see into the future. You know, I remember obviously your first big one on the MTK card. Obviously, I think it was the check right. I think it was the right hook. Was it? It's finished him off.
Nah, nah. It was a chicken left hook with Mars, like.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that.
And obviously
Yeah.
you had one in your debut with Frank Warren as well. You know, you
Mm.
you knock your guy out in his feet, but it's as if you nearly know this is coming. So it's just like I know it. You know, you know not to celebrate sort of in a way.
It's not like I do celebrate. There's a time and a place to celebrate, and it's a bit moody if you do it like jumping around when the guy is literally panned out on the floor. You know, like he's conked out. He's a couple of serious damages getting done there at the moment, but yet you're celebrating. If it was a tough fight where he was beating me and I was beating him, and then obviously I got a lucky shot, well then you would celebrate there and then in the moment. But for then, it's more so just being a respectful guy, and because that's someone's son, you know, and it could be someone's father. So he like that could happen in the sport.
I guess that's sort of that time to sort of relax and chill whilst you're making sure your opponent's fine. Does that obviously switch changes again? Then doesn't it? Obviously, the gentleman sort of comes back out. It's like it's not like the caged animal's still there looking create carnage because it's over. It's like right, well now I can go back to being Clark Kent again.
That's it. Once I know the fight is over, back to being a family man, Clark Kent, and just having downtime and chilling out. That's what I'm all about.
I obviously want to speak on something else. Obviously, Frank Warren obviously came out with obviously a quote the other day in his year ahead for 2023. So, um, obviously Frank Warren has said would also like to head over to Ireland, where PierceO'Leary and Will O'Hagan would have the chance to shine in their home country, with Anto Cacacia a short hop away in Belfast. For you, that's the dream, isn't it? Obviously, you know I know I said to you last night, the Three Arena has your name and lights all over it. How close do you feel that homecoming in Dublin is for you with obviously Frank Warren?
3 fights away. I really believe it. I could sell serious numbers of tickets there. Like, like as an amateur, I used to nearly sell out the National Stadium in Dublin alone as an amateur. Like, if I was to fight there now, I'd probably sell the whole thing out, and that's being realistically. Like, it's crazy, you know. Like, so no one else will actually probably get tickets. So I'm aiming for the Three Arena. That's the shows I want to go on, and that's what we want to be headlining, you know.
Is this what motivates you now? And obviously you start back in the camp and everything else. You know, do you have that in your head? You're going, I'm 3 fights away, I'm 2 fights away, I'm 1 fight away. Is that what motivates you and drives you on a daily basis in London?
Not really, no. I'm just motivated. I'm just naturally motivated, Steve. I like nothing has to. I don't have to look around. I don't have to see anything to get motivated. I'm always motivated, you know. And I don't think it's actually motivation. I think it's just being disciplined, knowing that I've got to go and do it. And that's regardless. But just like listen, I'm so motivated to bring boxing back to Dublin. I want to bring them shows back to Dublin. I'm very capable of doing it. I've got the talent of doing it. I've got the fan base of doing it. The list just goes on and on and on. Like, sure, when I was fighting during lockdown, they had street parties looking at it. You know, like
I remember the
what
videos of
more?
people watching in the street.
Like, what more do you need? Do you know what more do you need? It's just, like it's there. Do you know what I mean? It's there for the taking, and I'm gonna grab it. And that's where I'll be like the way Mike Conlon has Belfast. I want to have the Three Arena like that. That be mate. That's his dream. That be.
Do
You
you
know.
watch the MMA shows and stuff that's happening in the Three Arena at the moment and think to yourself, you know,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this isn't going to be long before it's me doing this?
But I do see the Bellendor. I do see that on, and there's actually one on February 26th, and I was like, oh, it'd be great to be at that, but I'll probably be deep in camp then. But it's great to see all that, but I know I'll be headlining that myself, you know. And listen, my goal is for me, not to be on anyone else's cards or anything like that. I want a headline. I want to be on my own show. I want to be doing my show. That's how much I want to keep on pushing on.
You've obviously recently joined YouTube. Obviously, like ourselves, obviously you joined YouTube. You want to give people
Yeah.
more an insight and obviously a detail and the probably what goes on in the daily life. I guess when people see in a ring, they're going an animal, but they might not see sometimes the gentleman side that you have. obviously
Ah,
is this the idea behind it? Is more that people can see what makes you tick on a daily basis?
yeah. Well, listen, I got unbelievable feedback from that. So a lot of people ask me to keep on doing it and keep showing more of an insight of a daily life. A lot of people don't know me, and so I was like, yeah, perfect. We just done that just to have memories of winning the belt and stuff like that. We had a look through the camera guy, and I was like, that's absolutely that's mega. Let's stick this out on YouTube. Let's do 4 parts rather than doing one documentary. Let's do 4 parts. Keep all the fans entertained every second day or week or whatever like that. Whenever we want to stick each part out, then we just go from there. Um, but yeah, that's the plan. Keep on YouTube. Keep the daily vlogs going, and keep everyone entertained.
2023, obviously, I know you're back in camp now, obviously awaiting fight news. Where would you know, where would you obviously like to see the by the end of this year? Do you obviously want the, is there still obviously the opportunity to obviously look at a youth world title and things like that? Where do you sort of see the sort of plan for the rest of the year? Are you now starting to realize that maybe you're only becoming a 2 to 3, maybe even 4 fights a year sort of fighter now already?
Yeah, I don't think, to be honest with you, as a 10 round fighter, it's not the fights that takes you out of it. It's actually the camps. So if I was to do 4 10 rounds or 4 10 rounds fights in a year, that's nearly 10 to 8 weeks camp. So that's taking up pretty much most of the year. And obviously, you need a bit of downtime and family with holidays and just to enjoy yourself, to give it a little bit of time back. But five be pushing it. I think five be really, really tough. Four is perfect. At least I can enjoy myself and then keep on walking, stay in the gym, and not actually have to start camp early. You're fit, you're ready to rock. You're in 8 weeks, 9 weeks, ready. Like now, which I could be only 9 weeks away from a fight date now. So we just want to play that by ear. And but yeah, I think a youth title is a step back. I think that's a step back. I think just keep on pushing on now. I'll be having a meeting with my manager soon, Francis, and then we'll see where we go from there. Well, I think we'll be aiming for some sort of European title.
Definitely, so it's a nice, obviously boost. Obviously, I know you're 25th in the rankings of the WBC, obviously after winning the belt as well. So, but I guess sometimes you're sort of
I didn't even know that.
there we are.
I didn't
Look,
even,
I
I
done my
didn't even check the
research.
rankings.
Yeah, 25th, and obviously their most recent update there on I just checked it obviously this morning just in case it sort of became a thing within the interview. But you're 25th, and obviously the rankings after winning the belt. So even
Yeah,
if you had another defense of obviously the belt, you could obviously rise in the rankings again. So you could win
yeah.
another fight and you could be in the top 15. You just don't know boxing sometimes.
That's it. Yeah. Listen, we're just gonna play out the year. We defend that a couple of times maybe, and then maybe vacate it, or else maybe keep it. It just depends on what route we're gonna take.
It's boxing sometimes, isn't it? I guess for you yourself, obviously being away in camp quite a lot. Do you obviously watch a lot of obviously other Irish fighters? Obviously, I know you've Anto Bukachi and Willow Hayden, obviously within Frank Warren's stable as well. But what an amazing year we've sort of had. Like I think obviously you were obviously tagged. I think because you'd lost your Instagram, you might not have seen it, but I think we had about 16 new belt holders obviously in professional boxing last year and 3 ABO champions. Is it good for you now to be a part of that success moving forward? And obviously, hopefully, 2023 we have even the same, or if not even more.
Even more, yeah, 100%, Steve. Listen, I think Irish boxing is absolutely incredible, and we are really deep missing the professional boxing. It can bring a serious amount of crowd. Boxing's in our blood, so it's what we live by all the time. Like it's probably one of the best sports Ireland's ever have produced. So we need those shows back. We need to get all the fans back. Like back then, years ago, when there was professional shows on, like grandfathers and grandmothers are going to the fights. That's we need all that back. We need all fans back into the big rings, big stadiums. Sorry, keep on pushing on and keep growing professional boxing back in Ireland. Um, I you've got this Olympic thing. Boxing's getting taken out of Olympics. Like, what's going to happen to the young kids? get fed up with amateur boxing, where are you gonna go? You know, you could end back up in the streets, or you could end somewhere in a bad rut or something like that. We need professional boxing for an indication for lads who don't want to stay amateur or have the opportunity to turn professional and fight in home. And listen, if it is ticket sales that you got to do, well, so be it. But once the fans are coming back in, the ticket sales be quite easy. Do you know? And I think that's important that for people now, and like you got the under 18s and under 22s now at the moment. Like that's important, I think.
Definitely is. Obviously, it's keeping people keep the goals and dreams alive. Obviously, you know, any young kid that wants to be going to the Olympics and everything else, they need that sort of in their life to keep them going. Obviously, I'm just being cautious of time because I know it's showing me 3 minutes remaining. I just obviously want to finally obviously touch on Irish boxing's obviously awards. You're up for knockout of the year again. I think you won it last year, the year before as well. So you have history of winning KO of the year. Is it wee things that got there? You know, when you get a knockout, you're going, "That's me. I've got my nomination for the year."
Yeah, definitely. Listen, Steve, my knockouts aren't just normal knockouts. They're done spectacularly in a spectacular way, you know. So as soon as I get a knockout and I know it's a good one, that's going down for that's going to be the best one. You can just sense it, you feel it. But listen, there's great knockouts up against it also. And listen, if someone wins it, fair enough, you know.
Exactly. It doesn't stop you from working hard and everything else.
Doesn't stop me. It just motivates me.
I probably join a lot of people in saying I probably predict that 2023 is going to be a massive year for you. You know,
Yep.
outside of obviously the Michael Conlan and the Katie Taylor, I think that you're the one that could probably make the biggest rise in the ladder this year. With that sort of bit of pressure that sort of comes with that, is that the pressure you love, that you want to be put into these environments where you'll thrive and you'll show your best?
Put the pressure on me. Put the pressure on me. And I'll show you a diamond. Like literally, if I'm being mentioned between those names, bringing boxing back to Dublin, so be it. I'll take it all day long, and I'll be motivated to keep on pushing for it. I feel that I've got as I said before, Steve. I feel I've got the fan base and I've got everything around me to produce our big shows. You know, you obviously got lads who's with Frank, in Ireland, where you've got more English fighters, who's got some sort of Irish heritage background, who would love to fight in Dublin again. So listen, there's a lot of ticket sales there, so we're just going to sit down and make sure it's the right thing to do.
Definitely. Well, listen, obviously, I'll thank you once again for your time. Obviously, I know it's Friday morning, and no doubt you obviously have a busy weekend planned. Obviously, we're not going to leave a catch up as long the next time. Obviously, 18 months is too
Yeah.
long. Hopefully, obviously, when you get some obviously fight news, or maybe after your next fight, we'll get another interview sorted and see how we go from there. But I want to thank you once again for your time, and I hope you have an amazing weekend.
Thank you, Stephen. Same to yourself, pal. Have a great one, and thanks for your opportunity.
Cheers, Pierce. Take care.
No
Thanks.
worries, mate.
Bye bye. Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye.